Hey Capricorns, how y'all doing? Welcome. We are going to be doing your first half of March general reading here. So let's talk about your meditation. I saw the image of some tumbleweeds rolling across a, Wild West desert-esque plain. And then I saw a cowboy come forward and, pull out a pistol, but out of the pistol came a flower. Let's just go with me on this. And then I saw the cowboy put on different outfits, and then it turned into a photo shoot. There's a cowboy to, policeman to teacher to like all these different looks, as it were. And then I saw all of that fade away, like all these costumes kind of fall away. And then I saw the Capricorn collective step forward just as themselves. And I heard, the greatest role I will ever play is myself. Leave it up to you guys to have that dramatic realness. Like, that's so dramatic, right? But I'm here for it. Let's see what your animal energy is. The greatest role I will ever play is myself. All right. We could be talking about authenticity, the roles we play. Let's see where this goes. What's the animal energy for Capricorn, please and thank you. Okay, here we go. I'm doing a new thing, by the way. I started with the monthly readings, but I'm now taking the card, the animal energy that falls out, and the one on the bottom too, and I'm kind of loving that reality. So this is really stunning. So first of all, we have the whale here. The whale is especially because we're in Piscean season, this makes all the sense in the world. There's been a lot of deep feelings going around. This is also the power of music. Music being a beautiful source of lubrication for us to process things, for us to feel more deeply in a way that feels safe and productive, right? It's also about sound healing as well, perceiving things through the, auditory lens, as it were. Also represents clairaudience as well, receiving spiritual directives or insights or psychic insights through clairaudience, through hearing. Right? Black egg, it couldn't be more perfect with your meditation because the black egg is about living your authentic truth. Right? This is unbreakable, this egg. This is dragon's egg, by the way. And dragon medicine is about seeing yourself and others clearly. This egg is unbreakable, unlike the golden egg, right? Which needs to be tended to carefully or else it can break, right? The black egg, this is indestructible. This is forged by fire and flame. This is your authentic self, your id, your truth, right? Look at the pink and the purple overlap here. I'm getting a very specific, let's go with it. So in Harry Potter, how many times have I started a reading with that sentence? In Harry Potter, in the Goblet of Fire, one of the clues is this egg, and in order to you receive the clue, they have to hold the egg underwater. Egg underwater. Interesting. Perhaps there's a truth that wants to be realized or perceived, and the best way to do so is to go at it through the intuitive realm or the emotional realm or through music somehow, or perhaps making music that is true and authentic or something in that realm. All right. Ooh, you guys are at the bottom of the deck, the devil. Hey. Okay. See what's going on for Capricorn. I am really drawn to these barnacles on this whale's nose right here. Listen, I'm hearing something. Be very gentle with yourself in terms of your emotions or your reactions to others, or even people's reactions to you, especially if you're around water signs or have heavy water in your chart. The feels are real right now. It's okay. They're here to help us and illuminate us. It's Mercury in retrograde, which really just means that things are going to be illuminated and realized, and a lot of the clutter is going to be brought up for removal from your atmosphere in life, okay? I'm hearing patience is key, low and slow. Low and slow like a slow cooker. 7 of Wands. So Wands rule the realm of passion, desire, and artistry, right? So this is that I'm bigger than my body gives me credit for key, a la that John Mayer song that I just live for. This is about really standing above where you are, all of your obstacles, all of the people that you have around you that may be in your support system or that you're supporting or that you are a listening ear to, them towards you. Really standing above it and going, okay, I'm going to give this all I got. I'm going to do everything in my power to make the most of my every single day and every single moment. But it doesn't mean that it's all butterfly kisses and candy apples getting there. Think about what comes after this, right? It's the Eight of Wands, which is a quick upward ascension. So this is the climb, a la Miley Cyrus. I'm just going to go with these musical, variations on a theme here. But this is the climb, right? This is the climb. Now remember, this is the past energy coming in that may or may not affect the present. But wait, hold on. Interesting. I do feel like you feel a little bit like an air sign in a way. But there's an aspect of, there's something about your mental clarity really working for you here. Your rational, your reasoning abilities, your sense of reason, something in here. Either that or you have an air sign around you that's just like a real source of like, thank you, I needed to hear that. I just heard that. I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that. What else? Okay, I cannot tell you the amount of times this has come up today. So we have the Six of Cups. This is really beautiful water energy here, more water energy, I should say. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is that childlike energy. First of all, this is soulmate connections, absolutely. Friends, family, chosen family that you just feel like we have been together before, honey. I know you from many, many lifetimes or whatever have you. It's that supernatural sense of deja vu. But this is also that feeling of, remember when you were a kid, before life got its hands on you? Before the world worked on you? When you thought that anything and everything was possible before you ever got your heart broken for the first time, or you really knew that source of disappointment or the crushing weight of the world and obligation and money and bills and taxes and whatever. Rejection, I just heard. It is that full like energy where it's coming up to say like, in order to create, whether you are a creator, literally you're in the creative line of work, right? Or you are a creator, right? Everyone's a creator, right? In order to create, right? It's about connecting to that source energy within us that is unscathed and maybe even untapped or untapped for a really long time. We can't create from a place of blockage or obligation or I have to do this because I need my rent paid. You know what I mean? There's something about that. And I'm going back to the black egg here too. If black egg is living in your authenticity and being truly who you are, maybe it's time to let go of whatever costume you may have been wearing. And that's going to be different for everybody. But whose playbook are you living by? Is it your own or someone else's? Are you wearing a mask? Are you wearing a costume? Are you in an energy of trying to be something, to achieve something other than yourself? Because someone or yourself are operating under the belief that you are not more than enough as you are? It's your unique self that's going to propel you into everything that you desire, right? And I'm noticing this is the 7 to the 6 as well. It's like a progression from trying to play by other people's rules or fit into some sort of mold that isn't really yours to fit into, and going, but actually, when I was a kid, I didn't care about any of that shiz. You know what I mean? Returning to that. What did you do when you were a kid and you looked up and 5 hours had passed? What makes you feel most authentically you? When are you in an energy where you feel like nobody is watching you? What are we like when nobody's watching? Okay? That is the goal. If we can share that with people, if we can lead with that, that is the, golden ticket, as it were. Right? Ooh, that was weird. I'm going to pull one more, but that just literally just wanted to pop up for some, let's get to it. Okay. 2 of Wands. Okay, Knight of Swords, good. Ooh, 2 of Cups on the bottom, hey. So 2 of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So yeah, this is interesting. Are they? Interesting. Okay, so the 2 of Wands, right? Artistry, passion, desire, like I said. The 2 of Wands is about a patience. It's kind of a waiting energy where you're building the blueprint about where you want to go. And 3 of Wands is actually setting out on that journey, right? After you've already determined where you're going to stop for gas, where the big gulps are, all of that good stuff, right? This is about, you know, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. The Knight of Swords is fascinating to me, and I want to point, no, it wouldn't still be on the bottom, would it? No, it's not, it's 2 cups. So interesting. When I saw the Devil key, which represents y'all, I saw this little, I don't think this is an actual bluebird, but I don't know what it is, so we're going to call it that. This bluebird, and I saw it on the Devil key because the bluebird was chained on the Devil key, and I almost brought it up, but I didn't. Now here it is again, flying free. You know, let's talk about Capricorn energy and the Devil. The Devil is everything of the 3D realm, right? Which is you guys are really proficient at everything in the 3D realm, right? You've got that on lock, right? The bluebird represents happiness, okay? Represents happiness, singing your song, delighting in that Snow White reality of, you know, well, it kind of went kind of dark there for Snow White. But the point is that she was at one with nature in the forest and birds were chirping, right? At the beginning anyway. And then again at the end. But this bluebird energy here, I'm really attracted to the fact that there's no chains on this bluebird as it was in the Devil key. I'm also drawn to the fact that this horse is blind. I don't mean to go dark, but you see how it's like forging ahead without a map or knowing where you're going? And then we have the 2 of Wands here. Then we have the canary here, which is about that canary in the coal mine, right? Alerting to danger and what's coming. I'm kind of, you know, it's interesting. What movie is that? I'm seeing something very specific. I feel like you are being called to trust aspects of you in terms of where you're going next that are very different than the compass you've previously used. And I don't feel like it involves your eyes, okay? I feel like it somehow involves your voice or your song. Something about that, because we have the music here too with the whale, and the black egg is about that unadulterated, you know, truth, but it also corresponds to the heart, to the throat chakra, the black egg as well. There's something about using your voice. You could be getting signs and messages through music, through songs, but I remember when I said earlier I really needed to hear that. And the whale also represents clairaudience, receiving messages through hearing. There's something about it doesn't involve your eyes, and I feel the need to say that like in a big way, because look at how these crows are looking every which way but at each other. There's something, oh my God, it's Orpheus and Eurydice. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, I felt like that took 5 years. Okay, Orpheus and Eurydice. Their story is Orpheus goes into, you know, the underworld, land of Hades. If anyone has seen Hades Town, holler at me, I'm obsessed. So Orpheus goes down to get Eurydice from the underworld, but the trick of it is to get out, Eurydice has to walk behind Orpheus, right? And Orpheus can't turn around to check that she's still there, or else they'll get separated. She has to go back to the underworld forever, and he has to go live his life alone up top without the love of his life, right? Orpheus was a musician. Back to the whale energy here in the music, right? Was a musician, and he used his song to kind of help guide them out of the underworld topside, but he loses faith at the last minute. He gets overtaken by fear, right? And he turns around to look at her. Look at the blindness. And it's the looking, and the song here with the canary, it's the looking at her, not trusting, but needing to see it to believe it, that completely just changes their lives. They were this close. Oh, look at the bottom of this deck is the devil, again with this, right? It's fascinating here. There's something about being willing and able to forge ahead without a map, without being able to see what is coming next and moving ahead in blind faith. But I feel like it's not so, like blind is, it kind of takes on this connotation of like you're gonna regret it, but but that's not what I'm feeling. It's like, it's kind of like if you feel the need, or you have always felt the need to dot your I's and cross your T's before, there's something here about releasing that, and your real compass is living in your authentic truth and allowing yourself to speak and feel authentically, right? There's something about that. Let's get some clarifiers here. 7 of Wands. Wow. The moon. Okay, here we go. So the moon, to clarify the 7 of Wands, the moon is the unknown. Literally, what was I just talking about? The moon is the unknown, right? It's also intuitive abilities. It's also kind of, what is hidden that can only be revealed in the moonlight. It really feels like you're forging ahead without a map and without having a clear sight of things. It's interesting. Remember when I said you have someone in your energy and you're saying, I really needed to hear that? That's exactly what I feel like this conversation is being had. I really needed to hear that. So I feel like the point of that is to listen more than you speak coming up here. And it's not because you're running your mouth too much. It's more that there is some wisdom that wants to come to you. And listen, Spirit will work through the people in our lives all of the time. You're like, oh my God, I really needed to hear that. And it's going to come through someone, maybe even an unexpected source. Hell, it could be the auto mechanic working on your car that says something. Open your ears, not your eyes, your ears, and use your voice. There's something about that. Again, I'm seeing Oedipus Rex and the loss of sight. Oh my God. Do you know how I just got shivers? Do you know when someone becomes blind and they say that their other senses pick up and they're able to hear better when they lose their sight? I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying there's something about that your eyes and that Capricorn energy of the 3D intangible and what we can see. There's something here about it's not about your eyes right now. It's not about what you're seeing. It's about opening your ears and trusting what you're feeling with the whale and the black egg, right? Jeez, it's intense. All right, 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups, 6 of Cups. By the way, this is a bit of collective energy as well, just because Piscean season right now, Mercury retrograde, blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff is very much in line with what I'm picking up here. This is happening on a collective level. It's almost as if collectively we are being tasked with the opportunity to move ahead without a map, to move ahead into the unknown, full speed, right? Knight of Wands, to clarify the 6 of Cups. So Knight of Wands, this fire energy here, it's again with this horse moving ahead, right? Variations on a theme here. I'm drawn to the fact that this is depicted by a lion, and it was funny because in the meditation I was getting Cowardly Lion vibes as well. In the Wizard of Oz, the Cowardly Lion, it's funny if you think about it, because he goes to the wizard for courage, but aren't lions supposed to be born with courage? Like, isn't that what they're known for? And it's almost as if he's going to the wizard to seek something outside of himself that was really inside all along. Same with Dorothy. Same with the black egg. Right? Again, what is going to bring you success is, first of all, you investing in yourself is what I'm getting, right? But also being the most fully realized version of yourself that you can be in your authenticity. Don't compromise. That's what I'm hearing. Don't compromise. Don't put on a costume. I'm really hearing it's not the time to bend. It's a time to really stick to what you know to be true and be yourself. At the end of the day, authenticity is so important to Capricorns. It really, to everyone, but not as much as you guys. Because there is something to that for Capricorns. You guys are really good at the practicalities of life and taking dreams and making them, more fully realized through that practical sphere, right? There's something about don't compromise. Don't compromise on anything. But especially don't compromise on yourself and give yourself or lean into any perceived limitations or societal conditioning. There's something about that. When your passion and desire is working in tandem with your heart's desire, you are unstoppable. And that's just what it is. Okay? Why do I feel like I'm tapping into an energy of going, okay, well, I need to do this and it's not really what I want to do, but I need to fit in before I can stand out. I need to fit in before I can stand out. That is horseshiz. No, 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 no. You stand out and let yourself either be rejected or misunderstood by, so that you can then more quickly pull in the people who truly see and understand you. Again, this can be work, this can be interpersonal relationships, any and everything, okay? But that's what I'm hearing. It's like you can either take the long road, where it's like the whole, like, you know, true Hollywood story, where it's like, oh, I tried to fit into this mold, I tried to do what they wanted me to, and it took me a long time to get to the point where I realized that I just had to be me, and then I had to leave this and go into this, and finally, but it's like, what if you were just you from the beginning, and we're okay with rejection, and we're like, you know what, if you don't get it, great, because that is just getting me one step closer to the yes, or the person who truly sees me, or the relationship that is, you know, a more fully realized match for me, right? Interesting. So we got the 3 of Wands here, which I just cannot with this. By the way, on the Devil key that I had, is it still on the bottom? I don't think so. No. That's interesting. I've done that a couple times now. You know, this energy here with the 3 of Wands and the watch here, what is that called? Like a wristwatch, or not a wristwatch. What is that called? Pocket watch. Remember on the Devil key, you may not have seen it, but you can go back if you care. The Devil was represented by that big clock in the background, right at like 6 o'clock. And there's something about timing here that is so, and remember the rabbit represents fertility and opportunity and abundance, right? The fact that it's clarifying the Knight of Swords and the 2 of Wands, and we've been talking all about timing of the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands and the Knight of Swords, right? Listen, I'm really getting this deep-seated feeling that your ships are going to come in more quickly than you think. So just keep the faith and don't doubt yourself. Do not doubt yourself. Okay? Why do I want to say you're right? You know, sometimes when we compromise, right? Especially when we compromise, sometimes that energy is about, I'm compromising out of fear that if I say no to this, or I don't bend around this, that the next opportunity isn't going to come my way, a next better person isn't going to come my way, a better job, a better contract, a better house, right? But that's the rub. Ow, I just saw 2222 on the timer. That's the rub. It's like sometimes the universe is going, are they going to compromise and accept less than what they know to be theirs? It's about not compromising that leads you to what is truly yours. Because let me tell you something. Oftentimes compromising, right? And I don't mean compromising in a healthy way, like you're in a healthy relationship and you're compromising with your partner. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean compromising on what you know to be true and real and yours, right? Compromising around your authentic self. I just keep getting this feeling of, oh my God, that was really dramatic. This feeling of, you know, don't compromise from a place of fear, because what you don't see is that years down the line or a month down the line, you're going to be living, just for an example, in a house that you compromised on, and then you see another one come up for sale that's your dream house, but you're unable to move on it because you didn't, you know what I mean? I feel like you're being tested around that. Are you going to compromise out of fear? Are you going to compromise your authentic self, what you know to be true, the people around you, right? I keep getting this. You're going to be hearing songs. You're going to go into the car, turn on the radio. You're going to go into the nail salon. It's going to be playing, the grocery store, whatever, a car driving by. There's going to be messages and songs, and I'm telling you, and I keep hearing it. I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that. Let's get an oracle, shall we? Open your ears. Your eyes are not it right now. Open your ears. Oh, my Lord. Not this one too. Okay. Wow. Gentleness, ghost bride, realness. You know what I want to point out here is that, you know, these doves represent divine and eternal love, but this ghost bride here, gentleness, this is so beautiful because this energy here that I've been picking up on, it is intense. I've said it a few times now, right? It is a bit intense. It's a bit, and I don't mean any shade by this, but it does feel a bit, not dramatic in a bad way. Have we met? I love the dramatics, but it just feels bordering on harsh. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like extreme, but we're in a time of it. It's the season of that right now. The high feelings and Mercury retrograde, all of that realness. There's something about that. But the gentleness here, I'm hearing to be gentle with yourself. Remember when I said the whole rejection thing and attracting people and situations that are truly aligned to where you are and not making choices based out of fear or obligation, right? I think this is such beautiful, beautiful advice. But you know what I'm really drawn to is the white, which represents purity and a clean slate. I want to point this out. Come here. This black egg, ooh, come here. This black egg and then the black underneath the whale. Can you imagine getting like a mark on that dress and how devastating that would be to this bride here? There's something about keeping yourself pure in term, and I do not mean that how your mind just went to. I mean, like, don't let anything darken. This, I feel like, is representing your true, authentic self, right? Mind, body, spirit, true, authentic self. And I feel like compromising or letting other people's directives or opinions or limiting beliefs, okay, or misconceptions darken the perfection that is your unique self would be a damn crying shame, right? If you find yourself in that position coming up here, think about this wedding dress, right? Think about how beautiful it is. And think about any compromise that doesn't feel right to your soul is going to be a black stain on it. Okay? All right. Capricorns, this was beautiful in a lot of different ways, but at the end of it all, like, I really do feel like you are being launched into a place where a lot of things are about to look very different, and the universe is granting you this opportunity to say, like, are they going to exhibit the kind of faith that they've only read about? You know what I mean? It's that having the kind of gonads, or, to just say, like, no, I'm going to bet on myself even when nobody else is. I'm going to bet on myself and say no to this, even though it would give me immediate money, even though it would give me a job right now, even though it would give me this networking partnership that I could only dream about, even though it would get me in the room with a certain producer with this music energy here. It doesn't feel right in my soul. I know that I'm going to say no to this, and something better is going to come along after as a reward. Okay, it feels really important. All right, my darlings, yay! This was your first half of March general reading. I so hope that this resonated with you. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I live for reading your comments. And with that being said, just thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you for being you, and be well. Until next time.